Welcome tea lovers to the first ever episode of Beyond Tea. My name is Mafalda.
And my name is Brad, and we're from an online tea company in Australia called Mafalda Cha.
Today we decided to talk to you about what made us fall in love with tea. In particular, the traditional Chinese method of brewing called Gong Fu.
Yeah, Gong Fu brewing discovering that was a life-changing experience for us. We actually had no idea that tea could taste and smell so amazing, as well as being such a sociable and engaging experience. With Gong Fu brewing, you get the flavors released layer by layer. It just tells a whole story about where the tea was from and where it was grown. If you're forking out money for good quality tea, like such as the stuff that we sell in our connoisseur collection, you really need to consider taking on Gong Fu brewing as part of your tea brewing ritual, because it is the only way to truly appreciate expensive teas.
Yeah, the complexity of flavors, the change of aromas, it makes all the pretentious descriptions that you read in tea websites and the backs of tea packaging make sense. So if you're interested and if you want to explore your palate, do Gong Fu style. I'm actually going to go through the traditional and very basic set that we have here, but you can do it at home with little tools. So this is just the traditional one. So we have a tray, and inside the tray there's another one to catch the spillage, because there are going to be quite a lot of spillages.
It's part of the fun.
It's part of the fun. We have a little teapot called Gaiwan. This is where you're going to be brewing your leaves. Then you have a pitcher, a strainer. So the strainer would go over the pitcher, so when you strain your tea, no leaves can go into the pitcher and eventually into your cup, and then you pour into the cup. The main difference between the Chinese method of brewing and the Western method of brewing is that you're going to be using a lot less water, more tea, and for slower, for shorter periods of time. First, you're going to rinse the leaves. So the rinsing of the leaves is not only to get rid of impurities and to wake up the leaves and to entice yourself and your guests, if you're sharing the experience with the aromas, but also to warm up the teaware. We're going to be brewing very soon, but I'm also going to introduce you to a little tea pet that is Alfred, and he is going to be enjoying that first rinsing of
His
the
name
leaves.
is disputed, but
It's
we're calling
Alfred.
him Alfred.
It's Alfred.
Another thing to remember is water quality is super important when you're brewing high quality tea. You might not realize it, but if you're using normal tap water, there's a lot of impurities. Even though there's nothing wrong with tap water, we're not saying there is, but when you're brewing tea, it will affect the flavor of it. If there's any like sort of trace metals or anything like that, it's going to affect the flavors of the tea. So if you can, use spring water or filtered water when you're brewing Gong Fu style.
Or even bottled water.
Or even bottled water.
Yeah, you wouldn't serve a really expensive bottle of wine in a dirty wine glass.
Yeah, and teaware needs to be clean as well. That's another important thing.
Yes.
So should we brew some tea?
Yes, we shall. Yes. So as you saw in the video, the first time that we brewed our leaves was to give them a rinse, wake them up, also to warm up the teaware and to give some to Alfred since he was quite thirsty.
Yeah, one of the things you'll find with this brewing method, which is probably the most impressive thing, is the way the flavours change with each infusion. It just releases it layer by layer, doesn't it?
Yeah. The complexity of the aromas, the way that it lingers in your palate, it almost changes from brew to brew. So it's an amazing experience to have, and you'll definitely get addicted because you probably wouldn't know how complex tea can be if you only brew it Western style.
Absolutely. It's very addictive, and it's really fun to do with friends as well. It's a really sociable experience. We've done it a few times. We've converted a few of our friends to this style of tea drinking.
Yeah.
And please don't be put off by all the equipment we've got here, because it really is as simple as just using a basket infuser. If you don't have all this stuff, just a basket infuser, less water, more tea, and shorter steeps, and you'll get the same result.
We're going to leave a guide on our blog, which you can access if you go to our website. It's www.casadescha.com.au. So you'll be able to see the guide there. It is just a guide. In terms of tea, you are the ultimate critic. You have to experience and to experiment with different temperatures, different steeping times. So don't be afraid. There's no wrong answers. You can find the one that pleases you the most.
Yes, it's just about having fun with it.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
really is.
Definitely is. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. More videos are coming your way, so please give it a thumbs up.
Yes, please. And also, if you'd like to see more of us, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And hopefully we'll bring you another video very soon.
Yeah, stay tuned as we take you beyond tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.